All right, so the Saints and the Rams. This is a rematch of the game that we saw in the middle of the regular season, where the Rams came in undefeated and the Saints were on a roll, and the Rams ended up losing their winning streak. Saints ended up winning it 45 to 35. And this weekend, the Rams get to go back into New Orleans, hoping for a chance to beat them and avenge their loss, and also for a chance at the Super Bowl. This game is going to be on Sunday at 2 or 5 p.m. Central Time, once again in New Orleans. The spread currently says the Saints win it by 3.5, so the Saints is going to be pretty close, which that is expected. Las Vegas is saying 63% chance of the Saints winning it. I think that's pretty accurate. It's not too high of a percentage, nor is it too low of a percentage. Meanwhile, the Vegas score is saying it's going to be a little low scoring than what most experts think. Experts think that the over-under could be over 60, so but of course, that's kind of what I think too. This should be a pretty high-scoring game, I think. And looking at their last matchup, it's 45 to 35. The Saints had won. These stats are as of Friday, January 18th, so the Friday before the game. And so, of course, these stats could still change within the next couple days. The winner of this game will face New England or Kansas City in the Super Bowl. That game is also going to be a great one that will be coming right after this one. Here's your stat comparison. We got the Rams. Now looking at this, total offense, they are 8th. Rushing offense, they are 3rd. And passing offense, they are 5th. So, of course, with the rushing offense, not a big surprise that they're 3rd there. Because they got Todd Gurley, and now they got their most recent weapon, C.J. Anderson. They expect him to get a whole lot of attention in this game. Meanwhile, the Saints, on the other hand, are 2nd in total offense, 6th in rushing offense, and 12th in passing offense. So, looking at that, of course, the Saints also have a great running game. They've got Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, both very great players and very dangerous. We've seen them all season long. Meanwhile, passing offense is a little bit weaker for the Saints. They do have Michael Thomas, and I believe they got Ted Ginn too. But that's just not enough to have a really great passing offense. They've got, of course, as I said, Michael Thomas. He has done really, really well lately, and I think if the Rams are going to win this game, they really got to contain Michael Thomas, and they also got to contain Kamara. Because looking at the defensive stats, rushing defense for the Rams is 23rd. They're really going to need to get that stat higher if they're going to win this game, because they got to stop Kamara and Ingram. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they're going to have to do the exact same thing. They need to stop the Rams from using Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, and they also need to slow down Jared Goff. Of course, their passing offense, I believe that's how the Rams are going to win this game, is if they use both the running game and they also use their wide receivers, because the Saints are 29th in passing defense. Of course, though, the rushing defense is 2nd, and that's a nightmare for a team that really depends on the running game. It's really going to be difficult to go into New Orleans in the Dome and go in, and you're facing the 2nd-ranked rushing defense in the league. So it's gonna be a tough game for both of these teams. I expect it to be very, very close. Last week we saw in the divisional round, the Rams beat the Cowboys 30-22 at home. I kind of expected that. I couldn't have expected the Cowboys to go into LA and pull out a big one. Of course, their regular season record 13-3, including a loss to New Orleans in there. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they played the Eagles last week, won that 20-14. I don't know where I got 70 from. But yeah, of course, the Saints also 13-3. Now, so in looking at what my prediction is, I think this game is going to be very high scoring, as I said. Over-under could be right around 60. I think, though, in the end, the Saints are going to pull this game off. Most experts also kind of agree with this. From what I've seen, I've looked at a whole bunch of expert picks, and the Saints are primarily chosen. For scoring-wise, I would say probably it's not going to be as high scoring as the last game. Probably 35-28, somewhere in that range. Saints win it. I think the Rams, they can win this, no doubt about it. But they're really going to need to play well, because in the Dome, it is one of the places where a team really has a good home field advantage. In this case, that is the Saints. And it's not impossible to win there. We've seen the Saints lose there a couple times this season already. against, I believe, the Buccaneers. That was way at the beginning of the season. And then the Panthers in the last regular season game, which really meant nothing. It's not going to be an easy game for the Rams. They're really going to have to play well, and their defense, especially their rushing defense, is really going to need to step up if they're going to win this game. So, really looking forward to this one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and show some support on this video only if you would like to. And thanks for watching once again, and I will see you all later.